Boston. We live right down the street here at Leahy Clinic, and just kept going back and forth and waiting and having tests done and getting on. He was on the list for 2 full years, and he was told that he was going to die. There was no doubt about it. There are not enough organs in this region, and he was definitely going to die. And he was within a week of death, quite honestly, the last appointment we went to, and I asked some people if this was your brother, so the nurses and doctors there, what would you do? And they said, oh, there are other places around the country, but everyone was very vague about it. And we were so caught up in what we were doing that I wasn't really thinking about that next step. And so finally I did do a lot of research on the computer, and I found out about a hospital in Indiana, and some other ones in Florida and things like that. But we chose the Indiana University because a lot of reasons, but once we decided we were going to try this, it was such a huge undertaking, but yet when I think back, it was only 900 miles away, $130 round-trip ticket, you know, and you complain about driving to Providence to the doctor, but here we are jumping on a plane with a sick man and renting a hotel and a car and going through all the processes. But after being on the list for 2 full years here, he went out to Indy, and within 19 days he was successfully transplanted. And I didn't even know what Indiana was. You know, I had to get my back off. But it was so funny or interesting to see the difference in the different regions. You know, in our New England region, we need awareness, and no one's donating. And the few people that are, so many people want them. And out in Indiana, it's just that one hospital. It's the 3rd largest transplant hospital in the country. And it was so cutting edge. I was so surprised because we were used to Boston thinking, okay, we're in a good place. Man, you go out there, and they had monorails going from hospital to hospital. Everything was done so well. They were top-notch people. Not only was Dave transplanted that day, 2 other people were transplanted on the same day. Now, a lot of people are dying in Boston every day, and here it's just, we met so many wonderful people through the whole country. We're sitting in these rooms, and people with so much money, but they're dying. And it was just such an eye-opening experience, you know. And we met, and we went through this whole journey. We were out there. You had to stay out there 3 or 4 months post-op, you know, for all the obvious reasons. But so we got to know all of these people that we're so tight with now, because this journey is something that unless you go through it, words could never describe the depth of what the bond that you go through. And like I said about Dave earlier, he's such a wonderful human, and he touches so many people, and so many people would have been so sad. And it's all because of awareness, and someone donated there. And it's not just Dave and his organ. I mean, there are all the people in every hospital that are saved because of it. So it was, I don't know. But anyway, and now here we are, you know, 14 months post-op. Like I said, just came back from Colorado skiing Breckenridge, 12,000 feet high, and 6 months post-op. I took a pic of him in the top of in Vermont. I want to send them out to the doctors because we were so lost 14 months ago. We were as lost as you could possibly be, and we had no hope anymore. I hate to even say that, but that's where we were. And any glimpse of hope that anyone would have shared with us would have just been the world to us. And now to see him, he's such a picture of hope to so many people going at the beginning of this journey, you know. So anyway, I could go on for hours on this stuff, but it's a really cool thing that I knew nothing about a few years ago.
I guess Americans, the general public really doesn't know how desperate the situation is, and like if you sort of were able to put, like, your husband at that time when he was waiting in the hospital desperately, and then put all the other people right across the country together, and you're going to have over 100,000 people in that same desperate situation, it's almost as dire as, you know, like the earthquake that happened in Haiti, like, you know, where they were trying to rescue them, but the whole world was looking at that, but the whole world isn't looking at, you know, and they're in the same situation, because it's just there's a matter of days, whether if they don't hit that organ, they're gonna die. And it was the same, like, if those people weren't rescued in a, you know, matter of time. But the thing is, people don't see it as a catastrophe, or as a, you know, but yet it is, like, and so it's not so much that we needed a ton of equipment to take those boulders out, or to take those, you know, in this case, it's just education.
Yes, it's education, it's an awareness, like, for us, like, just not to talk about our situation, but we've made so many people aware just because of how many people love Dave, and so now they're all aware and they're gonna share. But you make a really great point when you asked Kaylee earlier about, you know, students, and do you think this is the way? I 1000% think it is, because my age group, we're old school, and you either believe it or you don't. And unfortunately, old school, a lot of it was religious or taboo. So how are we going to change, you know, the world or the thoughts? The same thing, same way we've changed it about many other issues that are a shame that went too long without being exposed. But it's by our generations, and by, you know, them learning, and then hopefully their kids. It's not even going to be an issue with their kids. But I think that. So I really believe with all my heart that it's these young kids getting the awareness out to them. And she's still young, certainly, but even I know with my kids in college and stuff, now, you know, they can be organ donors. They really grasp the depth of what was going on with Dave and the family. And so, you know, every age, like I say, is great, but that's the key.
It's up to you to
Yes,
save the world.
You did a great job. Really, I'm really proud.
Well, is there anything else that you wanted to say, anybody?
I have a question. Did you, wow, your liver, right?
Myself?
Yes.
Yeah, I received a liver.
Well, did you have to go on the donor list, and did you wait a long time? Like, how long did you wait?
Yeah, actually it is. I waited almost 2 years on the waiting list, which is kind of an average time, you know, for livers. It's a little bit longer for kidneys. And the thing about kidneys and livers, though, is kidney, they can usually sustain the person from not dying because there's the dialysis machines. Usually when you have like terminal liver disease, there's nothing that can really sustain you for that time. And usually with liver diseases, and there's 100 different liver diseases, like when you ask how long do I have, and that's always the question, the doctor can make a rough estimate, but you can literally go any day. Like your liver can just shut down any day, so you don't know when that day is coming. So while you're waiting on that waiting list, it could be any day that your liver's gonna, you know, so that's why it's a desperate situation, whether you're in the hospital or out of the hospital. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I think this went really well. Bob?
Very good.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
you, everyone.
Thank you.